We cannot have a society in which some dictator someplace can start imposing censorship here in the United States. Because if somebody is able to intimidate folks out of releasing a satirical movie, imagine what they start doing when they see a documentary that they don't like.
Yeah, like Benghazi or something. We'll talk about that with Tom Bevan, co-founder and executive editor of RealClearPolitics. Hi, Tom.
Hey, Steve. How are you?
Great to talk to you. Well, first of all, of course, the breaking news of the day with regards to Sony is that now they found a bunch of independent theaters that are going to carry the interview on Christmas Day. So it seems like it's quite a turnaround.
Well, it is a turnaround, and I think it's a positive development in the sense that this movie, it looks like it's going to, as you said, get shown maybe not as widely as originally planned, but it also seems like Sony's trying to set up a way to get this out on a video on demand as well, so people will be able to order it into their homes. So that's good. I mean, the problem is, unfortunately, it took not only the President of the United States coming out and telling Sony they made a mistake, but all sorts of, backlash and outrage from folks in Hollywood, members of the media, and everybody saying, chastising Sony for capitulating in the first place. And so welcome development, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, Sony, their first instinct was one that I think was rightly condemned.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree, and I wish it were universal condemnation. I mean, I could think of exceptions like Mika Brzezinski, who said that if one person's life could be saved by this, and of course, if you take it to its natural conclusion, then we don't do anything. And what the reason I said Benghazi, Tom, because I recall Barack Obama blaming the video, making his own video with Hillary Clinton apologizing for that quote-unquote anti-Muslim video, which they blamed the whole Benghazi attack on. So kind of hypocritical if you look at the two instances.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit ironic, right, that the only person who spent any time in jail over Benghazi was the filmmaker, and of this horrible as in just bad in terms of production value and all of that. It was just an awful thing to watch. Yeah, I mean, that's look, in these instances, it's as I said, you can certainly always find points of inconsistency, and but in the end, I mean, I think Sony is doing the right thing, even though it took an awful lot of urging from an awful lot of folks to get him to do the right thing.
I wonder when they'll get North Korea's dictator will get his porn back, since I think only 5 people in all of North Korea have the internet, and he's one of them. All right, now let's move on to New York, and here we have really an unprecedented situation. The horrific nature of what happened on Saturday is non-disputable and non-debatable, although to listen to Sharpton and the rest of them, they're still pushing their cause in spite of it all. But, the war that the mayor is in with the police is really unprecedented. We had Governor Pataki here earlier, and he says as much. Other mayors have fought with police unions over contracts. This is above and beyond that. This is a mayor who said, my police force is racist and I'm afraid they're going to hurt my son.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Chicago, and we've got a situation here with Rahm Emanuel, who has been involved with the police, disputes over contracts, and we've got a massive pension problem that has to be addressed, and that's a real touchy point. But you're right. I mean, what we're seeing in New York is something of a different order of magnitude. I mean, you have a police force that really feels that the elected leader of the city does not have their best interest at heart, and it goes back to the campaign where he was talking about stop and frisk and all of those things. So, and that was sort of kept suppressed sort of underneath, but has really burst out into the open with the way that the mayor has handled himself, the comments that he's made, as you mentioned, in the wake of the Garner case and the Michael Brown case. And it really, it's really unfortunate to see. And it's a very dangerous thing. I mean, these, to have a city so openly divided and taking sides, pro-police, anti-police, is really, it's tough to watch. And it's, as I said, it makes it that much more dangerous, I think, for folks.
Yep.
You got people now, the police are being, urged not to arrest folks or to
right. Yeah, it makes it
slowly.
dangerous. But now everybody's afraid now more than they were before. Hey, Tom, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll do this again real soon. Thank you so much.
All right, Steve.
Tom Bevan, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away. We're coming back.